Because the internet.
This is Jeff Bezos. You don't need me to show you a picture of him. You know who he is. You also don't need me to say his name, especially if I'm showing you a picture, because Bezos up until recently was a long-standing richest man in the whole world. And once again, I don't need to tell you he founded Amazon because you already know that. But one thing about Amazon you might not have known, but still probably might, is it's definitely not the best place to work at.
An automated machine like this one, used by Amazon to move merchandise, accidentally punctured a can of bear repellent.
There's going to be multiple victims vomiting and feeling ill.
Their workers have been bear-maced more than once. In 2015, a Texas fire department responded to an emergency caused by a robot running over a can of bear repellent.
From countless accidents to supervisors not letting their employees leave when a fucking tornado rips through a warehouse, it's not good. And I worked in an Amazon warehouse for 2 months. And while that's a video for a different day, I can attest to Amazon's work conditions being absolutely horrendous. But in 2018, way before where we are now in time, on September 5th,
yeah, it's rewind time.
Bernie Sanders and Ro Khanna introduced the Stop Bad Employers by Zeroing Out Subsidies Act, otherwise known as the Stop Bezos Act, in an attempt to get corporate billionaires off of welfare. And instead of explaining it to you myself, all those little nitty-gritty details, here is a clip from Bernie Sanders' YouTube channel where he explains it, and I'll link this video in the description.
Congressman Connor and I are proposing legislation that would have Mr. Bezos, the Walton family of Walmart, and other billionaires get off of welfare and start paying their workers a living wage. In other words, the taxpayers of this country would no longer be subsidizing the wealthiest people in this country who are paying their workers inadequate wages.
And about a month after this legislation was introduced, Amazon actually raised their minimum wage to $15 an hour. And despite what some may think or say, Amazon didn't just raise their minimum wage to $15 an hour out of the goodness of their own heart. They did it because of an unrelenting Bernie Sanders coming down on them hard. And although this is a small step in the journey of reforming this country's failing capitalist system, it was still huge. And one of the biggest reasons for that is because other companies have also started to follow suit, raising their minimum wages to $15 an hour also. Even though there are many that think something like single-payer healthcare and something else like the Green New Deal are socialist ideas, when in reality, regardless whether you think that or not, really what they are, and what Bernie did was a new idea. At least he implemented a new idea, actually put it into action, and as such, positive change was made. But we still have some, well, a lot of lawmakers and citizens that are unwilling to listen, try, and implement new ideas simply because they are afraid. But something else that this shows us that I think is just as, if not maybe more important, is that our current capitalist system is just not fucking working. Right now, we're seeing Amazon workers fight a new battle. Amazon's trying to unionize at a second warehouse in New York, and things are really fucking messy there already. But as it stands now, corporations are not far from controlling literally everything. The only thing that does stop them is these people, realistically, even though a lot of these people are taking money from these corporations versus trying to actually do their fucking jobs. And it's why we need people and public policymakers like Bernie Sanders to step in situations like this, because if they don't step in, then who's going to stop these corporations from literally controlling everything?